Right, we're now in the starting area, which is basically the zone in which you learn to play your character. If you hold the right mouse button, you can turn your character around as well as your view. And the left button turns your view around. These are your left and right mouse buttons. You can move around using S, W, A, and D. Actually pan your camera. Q and E run side to side. You can also use the arrow keys. The map button, which is really useful, is up here, and it's now integrated with a quests that you are on. And to accept a quest, you'd run up to someone with this little marker above the head, the exclamation mark, and this gives you the quest objectives are the thing you need to read. This is kind of a bit of a backstory as to what you're doing, a bit of context. Your rewards, 50 silver. It might seem like a lot if you first start, but believe me, it's absolutely nothing. Your experience is what levels you up. This is your experience bar at the bottom. It says 0 out of 400. You get experience through completing quests and killing mobs and things like that at your level or around about your level. If you're killing things that are way too low level for you, then it won't grant you experience because you're not actually doing anything. You're just kind of running around taking the mick. If you try to kill something that's high level, you're more than likely not going to do it. It's rather difficult. When you're first starting off, you'll note that you've got a mini-map up here, you've got the main map like I pointed out. The top right, you can also press M, which helpfully, a lot of the things are actually marked. See, the world map actually has an M next to it, so on your keyboard, that directly translates. So press M to bring up the map. This area here, blue area, with the 1 in it, is your first quest. It's basically a key. So this area here, if you hover over it, it says 0 out of 6 Blackrock wargs slain. So you need to be killing these wolves, really. 6 of them you need to kill. I'm going to show you how to do that. You will actually start off with your action bar like this. This is your action bar. This button here doesn't actually do anything. It starts combat, but the other way to do that would be right clicking on a certain thing. See, if I left click, it selects it, you can have a look, you can run up to it if it comes up yellow and it won't attack you. If you right click it, if it's not going to die, right click gives a bit of a red flashing banner above the head, which, and you can see by the stance, you're kind of ready to attack. But this button here, it's not really useful. It starts combat, which you can do with right clicking. So you can remove that by holding shift, clicking on it and dragging off the screen, and then clicking again. Now this is your spell, your first spell to start off with. Each race has their own racial ability. You can see all the descriptions and things on the far right, but this spell in particular removes all movement impairing effects, which if you were cast like an ice thing on you, you'd be running around a lot slower. There's numerous things that slow you down, but if you click that, it allows you to get away from it, get out of it. But you can move around things on your action bar. And what I find really, really useful before you start anything is going into your settings, which you can see with this question mark. You go to interface and then auto loot. Pick auto loot on. And that will allow you to, once you've killed something, which I'll show you now, it'll allow you to right click on it, and you don't have to click through everything that you might want. You just pick up everything that thing has dropped. So it can be useful for low level because you'll pick up a load of junk. But at the end of the day, if you've not got any money on any of your like characters, then it's gonna be really helpful for you. Selling all that junk is gonna get you the first few gold that you'll need when you get to level 20. So you get your mounts and things like that, which are accessible by this tab. You won't actually have anything here, but you can purchase different mounts from different vendors. As you can see, that one's 500 gold, but that is a level 90 mount. So you get that once you get to 90 and you're in that sort of area, then you get the opportunity to buy those sorts of things. Starting off, you get these sorts of mounts, especially as a human, which cost 1 gold. So there you go, you've got 1 gold, and I believe it's something like 5 gold to actually learn the ability to ride horses and things like that, which you need to go to a riding trainer for. But basically, as a start, I'm going to show you how to attack something. So we need to kill these wargs, which are helpfully highlighted, the names, because we're on that quest to kill them. If you left click, you're just interacting with it, you can't attack. But if you right click, you start attacking. Now, it's rather slow if you just do this. And there's the XP floating up to the top of the screen, and you can see it translates with this as well. We got 41 for killing that. But what you can also do, now we've enabled this auto loot, you right click, it picks up everything and instantly puts it in your bag, which you can access by clicking this button here. Or you can click B. See, this sells for 1 copper. It's not overly useful, but you don't really want to miss out on any money once you're first starting off, because things quickly start to cost. And yeah, so once you're attacking, if you press this button here, you actually do stronger strike, which takes a lot of health off these animals. You can press it numerous times as long as it's loaded round, because you'll see when you actually hit something with it, it gives a bit of a rotating sort of clock symbol, and whilst it's rotating you're not able to use that spell. There you go. Your health as well is indicated here. You got 154 health as a level 1 warrior with no gear whatsoever. And rage is what you actually use to use certain spells. So there, it requires 30 rage. That is slowly ticking down. You can build up rage by actually causing damage to something. So you'll see now, I run up and hit it, the rage shoots up. Then I can use my spell, which is helpful to know. The other classes are relatively translatable to this idea. They usually have some sort of power here, whether it's rage or mana and things like that, and it ticks down or it ticks up, and it will cost you a certain amount of whatever that is to use a spell. So as we're running around, we've now killed 6, and you can see on the mini map we've got a question mark, and also on the main map we've got a highlighted sort of question mark in a circle, and it says that you have completed it. So we'll go over to this guy over here again, the one that gave us the quest, which isn't always the case. You should always check your map, see where the question mark is, and then head towards it. And there we go, we get some gloves. And I've just accepted the second quest, and we are level 2. So the second quest is ready to go. You can see it's highlighted here. Kill 8 Blackrock Spy peoples. And we have gloves in here. Now if you hold shift, if you were wearing another pair of gloves, it'd come up with 2 of these sort of action bar things, and it'll tell you exactly what the spell of the ones, like the sort of stats and things of the one you are wearing compared to the one that you are hovering over. Seeing as though we've got none, I can simply right click on it and it puts them on. You can see visually that I've now put on some oversized gloves. So yeah, and also the fact that you've got some things here that you can sell, you can now go over to people that have either this anvil sort of symbol and this sort of coin purse symbol as well. And if you're not sure about which ones sell what, the sort of coin purse symbol here, it's usually general vendors. They can sell anything from food, bags, to little novelties, things like that. Whereas these people that have the anvil, you actually have the ability to repair some of your items, which you won't really need to do until the later levels. But this symbol will come up when your items are damaged. And damaged items reduce the damage you make on people as well as your armor. So it's always helpful to keep those at sort of a good standard, really. Now we've sold those. Got 73 copper, which is rubbish, really. But at the end of the day, if you actually do level, I think by level 20, you should easily have probably, well, as long as you don't spend anything, because spending is relatively unnecessary until you get to sort of level 20 when you need to get your first riding thing. But as long as you don't spend any, you should probably have a few gold by then. Which will enable you to get your mount, and yeah. I hope you found this video relatively useful. If you did, please leave a like. If you didn't, leave a like anyway, it's always appreciated. And I hope that you subscribe to myself as well. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.